What's up guys, I'm Emily, welcome back to MetaMoon. So a lot of you are probably getting ready to go home for the holidays, maybe see some family that you haven't seen in a while, and I know that sometimes that can create some conflicts and tension, so I decided to do some research and bring you today my 5 tips for surviving holidays with the family. Let's do it. Tip number 1. Don't feel like you have to jump into every single conflict that comes up. A lot of times our family members don't always agree with us or think the same way that we do, and that can create some tension and some conflicts, and it can leave people feeling hurt and misunderstood. So it might be helpful to prep some phrases that can get you out of those situations, like, I can understand how you see it that way, or let's talk about this another time. Or if there are people in your family who bully you or pick on you, you can instantly diffuse that by just not getting your feelings hurt. Bullying is a game, and the game is not fun if you're not getting upset, so they'll stop. You can do this by just agreeing with whatever they say. So for example, if my brother tells me, "Oh, we're always waiting on Emily, you've always been the slow one," I can just say, "Yeah, you're right." And then you smile and you laugh. And you change the subject by asking them something about them. Maybe something that they're interested in. People love talking about themselves, so that'll always lighten the tension in the room and change the dynamic if you let people talk about what they love most, which is themselves. And if you just get too triggered and too emotional to stay calm and try any of these tactics, you can leave the room, take a few minutes by yourself, take the space that you need to calm yourself down.
Hey, I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
Tip number 2, work on your conversation skills. A lot of times in the holidays, we have the same conversation over and over with different people, and if that small talk just kills you, come up with some ways that you can make the conversation more interesting. Maybe plan some questions that you can ask people, or actively listen and figure out how to engage them on something that really excites them and makes the conversation more interesting for everyone. Tip number 3, focus on positive memories. So a lot of times before we go home for the holidays, we're already thinking about all the annoying things that our family's gonna do and all the things that we're dreading. And by thinking about that, we're essentially focusing our attention on it and manifesting that to actually happen. So then as soon as we get there and then that thing actually happens, we're already annoyed. So we can combat this by instead focusing on positive memories before we go to prep our perception to be paying attention to those things and the good things instead. So before you go on your trip, you can think about the positive memories you have with each person in your family, the times that they've really showed up for you or made you feel loved, the qualities about them that you love the most. And then when you see them, those are going to be the things that are at the forefront of your mind. And you can even keep doing this once you get there. You can talk about positive memories together and laugh about the things that you love. And you can watch home videos and look at photo albums, and that will make you feel connected on the positives and the good. Number 4, surrender to what's happening in the present moment. So a lot of times going home for the holidays can be frustrating because we feel like we're being seen as an old version of ourselves, somebody that we're not anymore. And sometimes by being seen like this, it actually brings out that old person and we start doing things that we haven't done in a really long time, and that can be really frustrating and depressing.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
So have the intention of just being open and loving and getting to know your family like there's somebody new that you've never met before, and understand that they've all changed just like you've changed, and be curious about who this new person is. And if you see them that way, it'll make it easier for them to see you that way.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Surrender to the flow of what is happening, stay easygoing, and keep your expectations open. Number 5, if your family dynamic is just too toxic and too unhealthy for you to be around at this time, you don't feel safe and you feel like it'll just inevitably bring up things that'll be too painful for you, you do have the opportunity to say no and set boundaries. That may mean going home for a shorter amount of time than is expected of you. That might mean taking more time by yourself while you're there. That might mean foregoing family holidays altogether if it's just too much for you.
Oh my God, can you let me do what I need to do?
If your family dynamic is toxic and unhealthy, boundaries are really important. All right, those are my 5 tips for you for surviving the holidays with your family. If you decide to try any of them, let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you. I hope that your holidays are a relaxing, beautiful time full of connection and love. See you soon. I'm stopping because our neighbor's watching me out the window.
I heard they were shooting a porno.
Will you just pull that curtain closed?